Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 4 of the WCSL Draft League. We're back to our usual setup this week. We are back in my main apartment. I was home last week for fall break, and I didn't have my computer. I was on my laptop, so the audio obviously was terrible. The video quality was kind of scuffed. There was no webcam, but we're back to normal this week. Let's actually do that. Okay. So our opponent for week 4 is the Guadalajara Gibbles with their team of Grimmsnarl, Wheezing Gowler, Comfey, Hydreigon, Mudsdale, Lucario, Fletchinder, Stonjourner, Claydol, Clowitzer, and Trevenant. They used to actually have Centiskorch, but they traded it to the Valiant Volcronus, the team that we fought week 1. So we actually have had to fight Trevenant We've had to fight Trevenant twice on 2 different teams. The Valiant Volcronus did not bring Trevenant. I think this team might, though. But getting into the matchup, our team's over here, the Driftveil Drilbur, as usual. We're not playing for another team this week like we did last week with the Lynchburg Littons. Team's the same, haven't wavered anything. And looking at the matchup, my opponent's first 3, their S and A tiers are all fairy types, which means they're all weak to steel. So Excadrill has a very good matchup here. One thing that I gotta be aware of is the Wheezing Galar, which is its ability is neutralizing gas, so that's gonna shut down our abilities. It shuts on all abilities, which means that we can't rely on Gigalith plus Excadrill to just sweep the team because we are not guaranteed to have Sandstorm up. Additionally, they could just run Trick Room or something, right? So just to combat that, looking at Gigalith on its own doesn't have a great matchup versus this team. It's good against Fletchinder, but everything's good against Fletchinder. So I think I'm actually just not going to bring Gigalith. Instead, I'm going to bring Mold Breaker Excadrill. And, you might be thinking, well, what do you need Mold Breaker for? Mold Breaker is actually pretty cool because it means that Hydreigon cannot switch in on an Earthquake from this. Let's turn off the Reflect. It can't safely switch in on an Earthquake because it's going to get 2-hit KO'd. And our Excadrill has enough special defense to live an Earth Power or a Flamethrower from this Hydreigon. And then 2 Earthquakes plus the Life Orb chip will kill it. That's cool. So this is what I'm bringing. This is just the bulk to live. 124 speed puts us, I believe, 1 point faster than max speed Adamant Stonjourner or max speed Timid Clowitzer if my opponent does either of those. So I figured, doesn't really matter. With the Choppleberry, we can live a close combat from Lucario. What about a Life Orb? Life Orb close combat can kill us, even with the Choppleberry. But if it's Life Orb, then we can just play around that and just one-shot it. But I'm kind of expecting Focus Sash. I've talked to my friends, and we kind of have a little bit of a wager here. My friend Pineapple does not think the Lucario, if it comes, he does not think it runs Focus Sash. I say if it comes, it's probably going to run Focus Sash. So we'll see in the match. Lucario might not even come because against a lot of these Pokemon, it doesn't have the best matchup. But I think if it does come, it will probably have Focus Sash. Because, other Pokemon that do want the Focus Sash, these guys and Stonjourner. Stonjourner's an exception, but these 2 right here, they both get chipped by Sandstorm. My opponent's probably not going to put Focus Sash on a Pokemon that can just have it lost to Sandstorm. Unless they're incredibly relying on Wheezing. Next up, we have Klefki, who I might actually take some of these EVs out of Special Attack, but I kind of like it because it guarantees that the Hydreigon will die after Life Orb chip to just Dazzling Gleam, which is kind of nice. Imprison's really funny. Again, I might drop that because Foul Play is also really nice versus this team. But Imprison is really nice because if my opponent is running Dual Screens Grimmsnarl, then we can just Imprison it first because Klefki is faster than Grimmsnarl. And then it can't set up screens, and then we get screens for free, which is nice. It's I think I bring 3 offensive Mons, and then either Klefki or Togetic to support. So it's in each game, I drop one of either. I think Excadrill and Milotic come pretty much every game, but I think we drop one of either Rotom or Salamence, depending, and then we drop whichever of these seems less good. Getting to Salamence, this is faster. Well, actually, I think this is faster than max speed Hydreigon. I'm running Focus Sash, though, so it doesn't... I just decided to put them all into speed in case he tries to speed creep or something, so at least we could be speed tied with, something, Comfey or something. Focus Sash, originally I was running Yachi Berry, but it was still dying to Klawitzer Ice Beam. Like even with the Yachi Berry, if he goes modest and puts like any amount of investment in, it still like dies. So I decided, you know what, I'll just run Focus Sash and not have to worry about that. Draco Meteor is hitting one-shotting Hydreigon pretty much always. Hydro Pump is for Mudsdale as well as like Fletchinder, Claydol, Stonjourner. Yeah, and Flamethrower is really for Lucario and Trevenant. It does like 90% to Lucario and like 60% to Trevenant, so it's very nice for both 1v1s. Issue is we're running Intimidate, but Lucario and Mudsdale both have own tempo here, or Inner Focus actually, and then Inner Focus here, so they're both immune to Intimidate. So the Intimidate is for like Grimmsnarl, and for if it's Stamina Mudsdale, which I don't think it is. Fletchinder is nice, Stonjourner is nice, and Trevenant's nice also. So it's a good Intimidate to have. Togetic is actually pretty cool here. It's actually slower than both of his Trick Room setters being Claydol and Trevenant. So if I lead Togetic and he leads Trick Room, I can just let him set up the Trick Room and then turn to Encore his Trick Room user, and it will undo the Trick Room. Actually, let me see. Mental Herb cures Encore. Okay, so if it's Mental Herb Claydol, we have to play around that. But the Trevenant probably holds a berry because Harvest is just a really good ability. This Dazzling Gleam on a critical hit from Super Luck will kill. It kills Hydreigon and does tons of damage to Grimmsnarl, so that's really nice. And then Follow Me is just really good for just keeping like Excadrill, Milotic, Salamence, and Rotom safe. What was this bulk hitting? Togetic versus... Let's try Hydreigon. Let's put Flash Cannon on here. Let's make it Life Orb. Timid. Yeah, we live 2 Flash Cannons from... So basically, Flash Cannon's a 3-hit KO. What other Mons does my opponent have? Is that the only special one? Oh, it's probably Clawitzer, right? Clawitzer. Ice Beam. From this one, we can live 2 Ice Beams. Oh, yeah. So from Timid Life Orb Clawitzer, it's a 0.4% chance to 2-hit KO. Timid or any ability that isn't modest, or any nature that isn't modest. And if it is modest but like that, or modest plus like Expert Belt, then it's the same roll. And then the physical bulk is for Mudsdale, I think. Do we live 3 Rock Slides? Rock Slide. Yeah, we live 3 Rock Slides for Mudsdale, so that's what that's for. So that's really nice. We get to Rotom Fan, which is actually really funny. So this Excadrill's hitting 2 points faster than Timid Clawitzer and Adamant Stonjourner. Rotom is 1 point faster, so that way we just have this so that if Excadrill misses a high horsepower, then we can clean it up with like Thunderbolt or something. So then we got max HP, obviously, because Rotom is such low base HP. This is 132 speed, which is for that. 100 special attack. I just changed this morning, so I don't actually remember what this is hitting. I think that's to kill Stonjourner, though, right? Yeah, that's to kill Stonjourner. If we lower it a little bit, it's not guaranteed. Even though I think the Stonjourner probably runs a Focus Sash, but then again, even if they go 4 HP, then it's the same roll. The 20 special defense, I think it's just whatever we had left over with the 4 defense. We run a Yachi Berry because Lucario Ice Punch with a Yachi Berry, a guaranteed 3-hit KO. The first one's going to do 27. The second one is going to do, what's that, 54? Yeah, 54 plus 27 is not 100%. So yeah, we can live 2, and we can also live 1 Ice Beam from Clawitzer. We can't live 2, unfortunately, because it's so... well, actually, if it's this spread, so if it's no special attack Life Orb, which, spoiler alert, if they bring Clawitzer with a Life Orb, they probably run some EVs and special attack. Oh god. So yeah, we can always live 1 though. Oh, well, that's the same nature pretty much. We can always live 1 Ice Beam, never 2 though. But we could live like an Ice Beam plus like chip from something else, like Ice Beam plus like a Spirit Break, or plus Rock Slide, or like a Acrobatics or something. So that's nice. And then we get to Milotic, which I think is probably going to be the MVP of this match. So this spread will let us live... Oh, I typed in Close Combat. Lucario. Close combat, very small chance to 2-hit KO after leftovers recovery, and plus we have Protect to get an extra turn if he gets the max roll in the first one. Mudsdale is also guaranteed 3-hit KO after leftovers recovery. Plus, if we have run screens, it's going to be doing even less. Whoops. Then we get Hydreigon. So a Draco Meteor does 56. Is this right? Oh, that's not Life Orb. Whoops. No, Life Orb. Life Orb Timid. Yeah, the first one does 66. Second one does 33. Actually, that is guaranteed with leftovers to be a 2-hit KO, and we can just spam recover. I don't think my opponent has many ways to break Milotic at all. It's really just using these very strong physical attackers to try to punch through it as hard as they can. But everything else has a very bad matchup. Actually, Trevenant is like the one true answer that they have to Milotic. So I think a lot of this game is going to be trying to take out Trevenant. And that's why we're running Foul Play on Rotom. I don't think I said. It does lots of Trevenant. It's the only way that Rotom has to seriously hit Claydol. Although I guess we could run Shadow Ball or something. Actually, let me check versus Trevenant real quick. Trevenant. Foul Play is 50, whereas Shadow Ball is less. Okay, so Shadow Ball does less than Foul Play to this Trevenant. If it's max defense, relaxed, it's the exact same. So no matter what, unless it's going like negative attack, which it doesn't ever do this, I don't think. That's the only time that Shadow Ball is better than Foul Play. But the real thing that I wanted Foul Play for is my opponent has one combo that Pineapple pointed out to me because he actually used this before in VGC. But it's Mudsdale plus Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl learns to move Swagger, which has 90% accuracy, a guaranteed chance to confuse your opponent, and it raises their attack by 2 stages. Mudsdale has the ability Own Tempo, which it prevents him from being confused. So the Grimmsnarl can use Swagger on their own Mudsdale, raise the attack by 2, and then that's kind of a threat to my team, because even Milotic doesn't really want to take hits from this Mudsdale. So at +2, Rock Slide. At +2, this Rock Slide is going to do like 96% to our Rotom. So we can never switch it in, unfortunately, but we're faster than it, unless we're in Trick Room. And basically, the plan is to sack something off, get Rotom in, then we Foul Play it for 56%, and then we live the hit, and then we Foul Play it again to kill it in like the 1v1 situation. And that's what Foul Play is really here for, because it does tons of damage to this Mudsdale once at +2. And that's Rotom's main job. We also have Will-O-Wisp, obviously, for if he doesn't go for the +2, we can just Will-O-Wisp it and then just chill, just take the hits. But that's the team, I think. Overall, I think the matchup is not very much, but the matchup is pretty strongly in our favor, so I'm hoping to win. But my opponent has a lot of modes that they can do, and their team is not predictable in the slightest, because it's like, first of all, Grimmsnarl I think is one of the hardest S tiers to prepare for, along with like Whimsicott, and Dracovish is usually pretty easy. But the thing about Dracovish is that you know exactly what it's going to do, but your team just might not have answers for it. It's very matchup dependent. Amoonguss is probably the easiest S tier to prepare for, in my opinion, because you just run Lumberry on some stuff, you run Safety Goggles on other stuff, you bring a Grass type. It's pretty easy to deal with. I think even my main core is pretty easy to deal with, but the thing about my team that I tried to do my best at was to make it so that I'm not only relying on Sand, I've got these other options that I can do. And I've like 2 out of the 4 weeks I've already not brought Sand. I said at first the 2 Eviolite Pokemon are, like, on paper they're easy to deal with, but in actuality it's kind of matchup dependent, because I didn't end up with any Taunters, and I didn't end up with any no Taunters and no knockoffs or anything like that, so that's a little bit harder to deal with. Excuse me. But yeah, Grimmsnarl's very hard to deal with, but like the thing is, like, my opponent doesn't rely on any like one mode. Like a lot of the teams, like they've got like Hermit's Crabs, for example, incredibly hard Trick Room. You know that he's going to bring Trick Room every single week because that's all his team can do. Whereas this team, he could go super hard into Weezing. Like on paper, like, okay, well, Weezing kind of sucks because his Pokemon all want their abilities, but like he could build a team that doesn't really care. right? And it's like it only activates while Weezing's on the field, so he can use his Prankster, and he can use his he can do his Prankster own tempo thing, and then when one of them dies, he can bring in Weezing. So that way, because he doesn't need his ability after he's got that set up, and then he can negate my abilities. It's very dependent on how he plays with the team and how I play against it. And I think it's gonna be very interesting, to say the least. I might win, might not win, but no matter what, I think it's gonna be an interesting battle. And speaking of that battle, I'll get back to you when we're there. So I'll see ya. And here we are. Okay. Versus James. Yeah, I'll decide. Let's go with normal. Yes. We did Olena last week. Did Gym Leader. I liked Rose too. That's a good one. So we'll do that. Participating. All the items are good. Yes. Cool. Let the battle begin. Hope my Joy-Cons don't drift. Okay. Oh, gotta turn off webcam. Oop. Okay, Hydreigon. Oh, Comfey. Interesting. So Hydreigon. Grimmsnarl. Comfey. Lucario. Weezing. And Stonjourner. So my question is, I think Excadrill definitely comes. Do we lead Key? Yeah, I think Key's good. Plus Milotic. And then you in the back. And then do we want Rotom here in the back, or do we want Salamence in the back? He's got all 3 fairies, which is like bad for Salamence. But is Rotom better? Because Rotom also struggles against Hydreigon. Is Hydreigon and Lucario enough to warrant bringing Salamence, or are the 3 fairies scary enough? I think I'm going to bring Rotom. Is that a bad idea? I don't think so. I think Rotom is probably better here versus the 3 fairies. Alright, we'll go with this, and let's turn the webcam back on. Phew! Yo, the long cat. What's my opponent bringing? Lieutenant Surgeon Grimmsnarl. Okay. Very interesting. That means no Prankster for either of us. Oh, it's Misty Surge. Oh, very interesting. Misty Surge. Do I just go for Imprison? No screens? And then, what do we do here? Do we Scald? Who's the bigger threat? Are either of these really threats? I suppose we'll Scald the Grimmsnarl. I feel like Milotic's getting faked out here. What can the Weezing do? Not much, right? He can't poison us or anything right now. Yeah, let's go for that on the Grimmsnarl. Fake out, please be Milotic. Oh, it's Klefki, okay. What is the Weezing gonna do? That looks physically defensive to me. Overheat? I did not know Weezing got Overheat. I thought it would be Flamethrower. Well, we live that. And that's actually really good. Is it a Jetpack? No. So that Weezing's just chilling. Should we attack? I think we'll Imprison here. No screens for my opponent. Fuck, he can get a screen up, though. We can get positioning here. We can switch an Excadrill. I like this, I think. Okay, the Grimmsnarl does have Protect and Fake Out. Fake Out, Protect. Weezing has Overheat. Okay. Misty Explosion, that's funny. Misty Explosion. It didn't kill either one of them. So I wonder what's he got in the back that's going to use that, that's going to take advantage of this misty terrain. I wonder what it could be. Comfey. Do we get a light screen up? We can either Dazzling, might be able to kill the Grimmsnarl. Actually, I think Klefki's probably going down. So let's light screen. Should we Ice Beam the the Grimmsnarl slot in case it switches to Hydreigon? What is this doing? Saying Trick Room? I think I like light screen regardless. I think I'll Ice Beam the Grimmsnarl slot just in case it switches to Hydreigon. Okay. Draining Kiss. Okay, that's kind of what I expected. Draining Kiss on Comfey. What's this thing doing? Is it gonna screen? Flatter. Okay. Flatter. So it's not screens. There's an Ice Beam. Okay. Well, Excadrill coming in here. Okay, so the Grimmsnarl has revealed all its moves, and it's not really a threat at the moment. Should I just... What can the Comfey do to me? Is my question. Comfey. It doesn't get, like, Flamethrower or anything, right? Nothing crazy that it can do? No, nothing. I think I'll just Iron Head the Comfey. I think I'll just double into the Comfey slot. Giga Drain. Giga Drain. This is covering for Babiri Berry. Is it Life Orb Comfey? And Reflect. Milotic takes a kill. And Weezing killed itself, so that doesn't count for me. So that Grimmsnarl actually has no attacks. Who's in the back? Lucario or Stonjourner or Hydreigon? That's Stonjourner. So right here we're about to figure out if the Stonjourner is physical or if it's Jolly or Adamant. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to Iron Head and Scald. I think I just doubled the Stonjourner. If it's Jolly, it will outspeed. Grimmsnarl goes for Protect. That's fine. It's got no attacks. So I'm not worried at all by it. Iron Head. I'm going to bluff like Scarf or something. It also gives me a flinch chance too. But this Scald's definitely going to kill it. Milotic takes 2. And Milotic is faster than that, which means that that's a no speed investment in that. And we'll just go for another Iron Head bluffing, continuing to bluff Choice Scarf or Band or Scarf probably because he hasn't seen my speed at all, and he forfeits. So that means, I don't remember how the KOs work for a forfeit. I believe I can just give it to anybody on the field. I'll check afterwards. I'll probably just give it to Excadrill. Although it would be nice to get one from Milotic. All right, we'll play with the same rules. So that's very interesting. The Comfey is interesting. We'll do this. My question is, can my opponent deal with Togetic plus Excadrill, like, at all? Wait, what's that on the top? Oh, it is Hydreigon, okay. I think I'm just gonna do the same lead, honestly. This time I'll probably set up screens. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I do like being able to prevent that from going up. I'll do the same lead. In the back, yeah, I'm definitely bringing Rotom in the back when he brought all 3 fairies last game. Yeah, I'll do this. Oh, Life Orb Comfey, that's interesting. With Flatter. Very interesting. So now that I know the Grimmsnarl's really not that much of a threat, I can just kind of target the Weezing. Actually, it doesn't really matter at all, does it? If he leads Weezing. Same lead, okay. What's he gonna do differently this time? He's probably got Lucario in the back, thinking it will help him. So I don't think I really care too much about what I do here. I think I'm just going to go for a light screen. And I'm going to Scald... Do I Scald the Grimmsnarl? No, I'll Scald this. Yeah, I'll Scald this. He did not pick up this time. Very good to know. Flatter his Weezing. Yep. Because he's going to overheat this time and try to kill my Klefki. Okay, with Dazzling Gleam that might kill. Is that it? Okay, good. Does he overheat again? I think he might overheat. Let's Dazzling Gleam here, and then we'll Scald the Weezing. I hope it kills with the Dazzling Gleam chip. It is resisted, though. But that does look pretty physically defensive Weezing to me. Or offensive at all. Maybe just no defense investment. Just max HP, because Weezing does have very low base HP. Did I click too fast? All he can do with the Grimmsnarl is Protect, Flatter, Reflect. I don't think he's in that good of a position with that. He could get up Reflect, which is annoying. But he might be a bit wary to do that because we do have Imprison. Although, he would... Yeah. So, yeah, he can't get up Reflect if he thinks of going for Imprison this turn. I wonder what he brought in the back to try to deal with this Melodic. Maybe I should have Reflected. Maybe getting Reflect up in the back. Okay. It's fine. Let's see if we can kill this. I may have jumped the gun trying to get the kill on this Weezing. Let's see, does this Dazzling Gleam kill? It might. Yes, sir! Klefki gets a kill. Klefki gets 1. Alright, and I can get a Reflect up next turn, too. Dominic. That's Hydreigon, okay. So I've got the light screen up right now. I'm going to... Actually... I think I just Dazzling Gleam, because I'm going to kill this thing. I think I'll just double into the Hydreigon slot. Who was left on the field last game? It was Grimmsnarl. Flatter. Oh, you're getting confused, buddy. Is it Lumberry or something? You just confused your own dude because you're flying. Hit yourself. That'd be so funny. Ah, Dark Pulse. I've got, that does nothing. That does nothing. Oh my god, dude. This is really funny. Klefki's gonna pick up a second KO. Oh, it's Roselli Berry. Well, with the chip from Ice Beam, that's gonna kill. Klefki picks up a second one. My opponent's typing something. Oh, that's a shame. He said he didn't think it through. Yeah. Oh, that's a real shame. He forgot about the Levitate on his Hydreigon. I think at this point we'll just Imprison and scroll. Actually, no, we'll just Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam. Scald. Giga Drain, that's fine. That's not doing a lot of damage at all. Flatter, going after the Giga Drain because Triage is +3 priority. Which is actually ridiculous, like that's a lot of priority. Not much damage. Klefki gonna Gleam again. Looks like Klefki might pick up 4 KOs in game 2. That'd be so funny. And then I'll Scald the Comfey. I could just protect my Melodic or recover, but I don't think I need to. Grimstone protecting. Giga Drain. That will heal me. Or heal him, I mean. Then the Scald will chip it down. Hopefully right in range for Dazzling Gleam. Because I want Klefki to get 4 KOs. That'd be so funny with my offensive Klefki. Like 170 special attack EVs. Right in range for Dazzling Gleam. Let's go, Klefki. Klefki picks up another. And I'm going to recover my Melodic just to show him that I had it. And he has no attacks on Grimmsnarl. Dazzling Gleam. And I'll recover. Reflect. And Klefki's going to get a 4th KO. He's typing. Just file it away underneath work. I was worried about... All right, well played to my opponent. They had a cool team. Unfortunately, they just didn't. I mean, they said that they didn't think it all the way through with like Hydreigon getting being grounded and getting confused and stuff. Also, I think the 3 fairy types may have not been the best thought out versus a team with Excadrill, one of the best steel types in the game. But yeah. So if you've enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next week. Take care. Bye-bye.